So we've got kind of a different sort of review video today. I'm not actually going to be able to drive this car because it literally just arrived yesterday. It's the first i7 in Utah, which is really exciting. And it's going to be here in the showroom for a while. So at some point I'll do a separate video where I actually drive it and see how it drives. But for now, I wanted to show you guys around the car and talk about kind of its technology and its practicality and its styling. I like to liken the new 7 Series to something like ice cream. There's vanilla ice cream, which is like the regular 740 with the straight 6 or the 760 with the V8. There's chocolate, which is a little bit different, but a lot of people still like it. That's the i7. And then there will be kind of like a sort of like a Neapolitan sort of version coming soon, which is a plug-in hybrid, which is a bit of a combination of both. As is typical with BMWs and BMW reviews, especially the new ones, we kind of gotta talk about the touchy issue of styling. BMW likes their love it or hate it sort of design style. And I gotta say, the new 7 Series, I actually really like how it looks. I don't understand why. The front of it is a little bit polarizing. The back doesn't have too much design to it, but to be honest, I really like how it looks, especially in the M Sport package in white. I think is a really awesome look. It's big, it's pronounced, it's substantial, and it's stately, you know? Nobody's gonna think you're driving around some peasant spec 5 Series, are they? Of course, with the 7 Series, there's a lot of different color combinations and packages, appearance things that you can go for. And for the first time, there's a 2-tone paint style, which I wonder where they got that idea from. We'll gloss past that, but I actually really like how this car looks. Now, I should mention the i7 and the 7 Series look almost identical. The i7 is basically the same electric car redesign sort of thing as the i4, which was just an electric version of the 4 Series Grand Coupe, where it's kind of hard to tell if it's electric or not. I think that's actually a good thing because you see people driving these things and you know that they're not just trying to show off to people like Tesla owners do. You can tell that maybe they're actually driving an electric car for all the benefits that come with an electric car and not just to look like virtue signalers. And that's what I really like about just kind of regular looking electric cars. Of course, there are downsides sometimes, because this is based on a rear-wheel drive car, so there's bound to be a transmission tunnel in there, and there's bound to be no front trunk storage, which is a shame, but that's just how it is. Alright, so as this is sort of a boring walk-around video, let's talk about practicality more in depth. So, think you press this button. Maybe not. Oh, look. Oh, it is. Okay. I just gotta press it like a man. It's just a trunk. So it's a nice big wide trunk opening, of course, and you look inside and there's nothing really all that special. I mean, there's a first aid kit, which is cool. Rear seats probably fold down, maybe they don't, but there's a little pass-through I can see already. Power-operated trunk, of course. If it wasn't, then people would endlessly trash talk this car, I'm sure. One interesting thing is that the rear view camera is integrated into the BMW logo, which of course has the classic BMW I blue ring around it, which is nice. Just so you know that it's electric. It's a nice subtle reminder, not a huge, annoying, in-your-face reminder. It's just subtle. But the rear view camera is in there, and I believe it pops out and then it'll like spray it and wash, which is cool. And I can imagine that replacing these badges is a lot more expensive than a cheap $20 Amazon Chinese part. But it's still a cool integration. You don't want it stuck here ugly, especially when the car's a lighter color. That might be a good look. xDrive 60, so I believe this has something like 540 horsepower. But when you're driving in normal mode, I think it's got less power, and then you pull a boost paddle for 10 seconds of extra boost, which is sick. Last time they left the eye off of the badge was the old carbureted models of the day. It's just kind of interesting to see that kind of means now it's electric. But again, I think it's dual motor all-wheel drive, which is sweet. All right, This is the back seat of the new i7 / new 7 Series. Luxury car test. If a luxury car does not have soft closed doors, people, that means it's a fraud. So that's good that this has soft closed doors. Oh, and it's so supremely comfortable. Oh my gosh. These headrests back here are literally pillows now. It's a long wheelbase car, so of course I have legroom, but like, oh, I could just, you really sit back. I mean, I think this is the perfect road trip car. And to further back that point up, let me just show you guys a little something. You're on a nice little business trip, right? You wanna watch some quality content. Just press that button. Oh. And I believe it's a 31-inch screen. Folds down from the ceiling. How cool is that? Oh man. There is nothing, no luxury car comes close to having this, you guys. But too bad that it's not connected to the internet. You know what we'd be watching right now. We'd be watching some Land Rover Freelander videos, that's for sure. But I mean, guys, I want this as why couldn't I grow up with this? It's not fair. I had to grow up in the back of a Honda Odyssey minivan on our road trips to California, when now you can have all this leg room, soft pillowy leather, oh gorgeous headrests with pillows on them, and then you get a theater screen right in front of you. That is so cool. I just don't want to deal with it when, 170,000 miles down the line, when somebody like me is going to own it. That might have some problems. But for now, it is super, super, super cool, and it just blows me away. Look at this, guys. You have your own individual tablet. So the last 7 Series had a tablet in here that was kind of dumb looking. It was just like an old Samsung tablet, and you pull it out and then you can screw around with, changing the navigation, which, okay, that's one thing I want to mention. I know luxury cars are for people who want to be chauffeured around. Like, that's what the 7 Series and the i7 is going to be for. Fine. But what if you're using it to drive kids around? And all they need, I mean, literally, they can just adjust the seat in front of them. They can change the radio station. I mean, is there like a way to lock kids out of the back seat controls? Because I think that might be important for if you want to use this car to drive kids around. I don't know if anybody else thinks about that all the time, but I know I do. So this screen here, I can adjust, fold down the theater screen, of course. I can call somebody, which is, always a great idea if you're a kid in the backseat of your parents' car. In my modes, I can go to digital art mode. So I can change the theme of the entire car from the back seat, which is really, really cool. So I just press digital art and the entire front of the car just turned purple. Like, literally turned purple. Seats, again, I can just adjust. I kind of want to recline. Oh, there we go. Nighty-night. Yeah, okay. It is that comfortable, you guys. Not even kidding. That's the seats. I can turn on my heated and cooled seats or whatever. I can adjust the climate. I think it's a little bit too chilly in here. I'm going to bring it up to 75. I can change the blinds. I can open them all. But ew, all the poor people outside, they're looking at me and taking pictures. I'm going to have to close them. Look at this. This is luxury. I feel like I'm in a 5-star hotel back here. There's your USB-C port plus BMW accessory mount. And the back of these seats look awesome. Like they kind of look like the chairs from WALL-E. Do you guys know what I mean? Like a little bit, but I don't think that's what BMW was going after when they designed this car, but it does kind of look like that. Nice, gorgeous wood right here. And this is the most beautiful center console panel in the car I've ever seen. Huge transmission tunnel, which there's pretty much nothing under here, but there's probably batteries down there. I know they're really, really thin batteries, but there will be batteries down there. These speaker covers, you guys. They even went to the detail of making these look high quality. Oh man, I know there's like vegan interiors and stuff like that that are available. I don't know what this one is spec'd with, but I don't care, you guys. It's so comfy. I mean, literally, I 100% think you could sleep back here. No problem at all. Also, this car doesn't have it, which just sucks. It's an optional extra. But I mean, I can pop open the door electrically. I can do it manually, or if you have the option fitted, you can press a button and the door opens by yourself because you're too lazy and rich to even do that. This speaker cover is gorgeous, and the light behind it it's such a nice vibe back here. I've got vents here too. Oh my god, it's so amazing back here. I'm kind of droning on back here because I don't want to get back out. Seriously, these headrests are so comfortable. It's not even funny. All right, so here we are. Soft closed doors. Soft closed doors are so satisfying. They're satisfying. It was so hard to get out of the back seat.
It was hard?
It was hard, yeah.
Why?
Because it's just so comfy. With the pillow, and I've got the screen that's folded down. I'm a little bit too close. I'm a little bit too close here. I'm gonna just touch this crystal and move myself back. Oh, guys, I don't know what these seats are made out of. I don't know if it's leather, vegan, it doesn't matter. And look at this. This is all crystal now. I can go into my modes, right? My modes, right? I just don't like purple. How about blue? Personal, balance settings, and personal ambiance. Or ambience. Ambience. Let's try another one. Switch mode. Sport. Ooh, no, it turned sporty. Ooh. Oh, wait. The M colors. Did you see that? Look. Now it's red. Okay, that's a little bit tacky. That's a little bit much. Efficient. Okay. So it does more of a design thing. Now it's yellow and then blue-ish. That's kind of nice. It's pretty. Expressive? Oh, wait. Oh, the seat's just giving me some feedback there. Now it's giving me a massage. What kind of car is this? Relax. And now everything, it kind of turns to a neutral gray color. It's still giving me a nice little massage. Now it's kind of going my lower back, loosening me up a little bit. I've had a stressful day at my business job, I need to get home and not yell at my kids, and this is what you need. You need the relax mode for that. All right, theater. We know what that does. That deploys the rear screen. I'm gonna go back to digital art because I actually think that's pretty cool. Oh, and the car's just massaging me as I talk. It's just so easy, And this is a really, really gorgeous interior. I mean, it's absolutely stunning. And I think the crystal thing, if that's where luxury cars, especially BMW, are going in the future, then I am 100% in because it's really, really nice. Like, if you feel it, it's just crystal. It's got kind of hard edges on it, but nothing like sharp. It's just hard enough to remind you like, oh, this feels like a natural thing. This just feels like crystal, and they just stuck it on the car in that shape. Let's talk about iDrive. I really like the whole curved infotainment, the nice screen. It's big enough to make you happy with it, but not so big that it's just annoying, like a massive iPad screen. You actually feel like they've designed it into the interior to look nice. It's essentially the same iDrive that we used in the i4 and the iX. And now it's got all the modes. Now that's kind of the big update with it. It does look really, really nice with the purple design on it, I think. I actually really like it. The one thing that I'm not really all that happy with iDrive 8, like I've talked about before, is all the apps that are on it. I mean, it's ridiculous. Just a ton of apps show up. It's too overbearing. There's too much, It's too hard to find stuff, and it can be annoying. But I'm sure once you get used to it, then it's not that bad. But again, iDrive 8 is really, really good. Oh yeah, there we go. I can use gesture controls, which I hate, because they never work. The worst part about iDrive 8 is the fact that all your climate menus are integrated into this screen, and it's just, there's too much on here to make sense. There's too much. It's way nicer to just have buttons down here. I understand why they don't have buttons. It really cleans up the interior. So This is annoying. It's at least nice that it makes the rest of the interior that much more gorgeous and nice to be in. But it's worth mentioning. The only two actual buttons I have are for the defrosters, which might be like a safety regulatory thing, but I'm not totally sure. And then I've got little touchscreen sliders to control the air vents, which just like in Tesla are hidden. You can't find them. But there are little tab things here. You can kind of control where the airflow goes, and they're quite hidden. You don't really see them. This button probably opens the glove box, I imagine. Yep, because you really needed a touchscreen button for that, but oh well. So definitely they really put some work into designing this. They got nice wood right here, and I love wood trim in cars, I have to say. These speaker covers here are really gorgeous. They do kind of, if I run my finger along it, I feel like I could cut myself on them. We're not going to test that. It's still massaging me, by the way, as I talk. This steering wheel is a lot like the steering wheel in the iX, which I loved. I love how like kind of chunky, and the shape of it is really nice, but it feels really great in your hand. Again, the BMW logo has the blue around it to signify its electricness. There's supposed to be a paddle for overboost. So you press on this paddle in normal mode, and then you unleash the full power of the car, 540 horsepower for 10 seconds. Now, how epic is that? These cup holders right here are kind of cool. They're nice and separated from each other, which is a little interesting. And they've got tabs in there, so you don't have to worry about spilling your Starbucks latte all over buttons and things, because it'll hold it nice and tight. Wireless charger here, which is what you'd expect. I can't close this to make it a little bit more flush and nice, which is a little bit disappointing, but I mean, oh well. Right now it's charging, so it's just showing the car charging your car, in particular this car. But when you're driving, it actually shows, you know, your speed and your your speed and your power and things that you're actually using. Let's just try to find a cheap material, all right? Not really. No, that feels really nice. Okay, the glove box lid feels absolutely marvelous. Nope. There you go. There we go. I found a cheap feeling piece of plastic. We'll forgive them for that, because the rest of this car is just so nice. Front passenger seat, massage. Yeah, now I've got it on the max level. Back massage downwards up. Look at all these pelvic activation, like what? This is a luxury car through and through. Definitely. I mean, it feels so amazing in here. Just the materials and the vibe and the lights and everything is just stunning. In my electric car reviews, this is normally the part where I would like to talk about front trunk storage. But unfortunately, in the i7, I know this. If you open the hood here, you'll be met with plastic and disappointment. So there's no front trunk storage here, but I guess manufacturers think that nobody uses front trunks, people that have them, which could very well be true, but I had that Tesla Model 3 for a week in Florida. You guys may remember that review, and we used the front trunk to fit a cooler full of beer. So we definitely used that car while we had it for a week, but who knows, maybe if I actually owned the car, then I wouldn't use that front trunk as much, but I know we did use it on our vacation, and it was definitely very useful. So it sucks not having a front trunk, but at least you can kind of say, well, it's based on a car that has 6-cylinder, a big V8 underneath the hood, so they couldn't really make that work. We can always make that excuse. Yeah, it sucks not having a front trunk in this car, but apparently nobody uses it, so oh well. So everybody, there's your detailed, in-depth walk-around tour of the brand new BMW 7 Series / the i7. There's one important thing to note with the 7 Series. It has the highest amount of, wow, I forgot the word. All you do is look at that E46 parked outside, and then it'll come to me, I'm sure. Ah, there it is. Depreciation. So the 7 Series is right now listed as the one car that depreciates the most over 5 years. So it'll be interesting to see how the electric version, the i7, compares, if it depreciates more or less. It has a lot of cool technology in it right now, but I'm sure down the line, Audi or somebody will come up with something cooler, which will kill the value of these things, because the people that want to be chauffeured around, they want the newest and the best and the most expensive. So right now it's really expensive, but down the line it's definitely going to lose a lot of value. Or at least maybe the i7 might be different because electric cars tend to be more reliable and more practical. And again, it's electric, so it's going to be whisper quiet, which is exactly what you want from a luxury car. It's sad that they killed the V12 with this generation, but you can kind of understand. It seems like nobody was buying the V12 before, and now you've got something even more smooth and quiet in the i7 in electric power. When this car becomes available to actually drive it around here, I'll definitely do kind of a separate, shorter review where I just drive it. Hopefully that won't be too long, but I mean, we already know how it's going to be. It's going to feel huge and substantial and heavy, but it's going to be fast and really, really whisper quiet and comfortable. Kind of already know how it's going to go, but I will definitely update you guys when I get a chance to drive this thing. So with that, I want to bid everybody adieu, and I hope everybody has a great day and they liked the video. Me personally, I'm gonna get back to the back seat and take a nice nap. So, see you later, everybody. Thanks for watching.